friends, Joe Lynch here from the Logistics of Logistics, and I am at day 3 of Manifest. Today I am interviewing my friend Luke Falasca from Highway. Luke, please introduce yourself and your company and what you guys do.
Yeah, Luke Falasca, I'm from Highway. So Highway is a tool for brokers that is designed really with 3 key components. 1, eliminating fraud. 2, automating the compliance and onboarding process for the broker's carriers. And then 3, sourcing new carriers for their loads. So Highway is involved through the entire interaction that a broker has with the carrier, from communication, sourcing, onboarding, monitoring, going throughout the entire load. We're there to ensure compliance, security, and then just a good communication between the broker and carrier.
So people working with you, and everyone knows you can help on the freight fraud,
Sure.
the cybersecurity problem. Are you saying that people working with you can actually do more loads per day?
Absolutely, yeah. So a big part of Highway as well, with a lot of that data that you have, is you've got a good quality understanding of where carriers are running, right? So if you need more capacity on a particular lane, maybe for an RFP, we can tell you who the carriers are who are running those lanes most frequently, who have the most capacity available for you. Great way to connect and build out your network.
One of the challenges we all have in the brokerage business is I want to work with the same guys over and over again, and you tend not to do that. It's just relationships want that. It's safer to work with people you work with on a regular basis. They know your business better. Account familiarity. I said it right.
100%. 100%.
So often you go, we want to, but we just don't get there.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, quality goes up when you work with the carriers repeatedly. Obviously, it's safer. It's a better experience for your customers as well. So, yeah, I mean, what we tend to see is carriers prefer to work with brokers who use Highway because it's easier to do business with them since most of the process is automated, and we see the repeat usage of carriers tend to go up, which is great. It's exciting. That's what you want.
And by the way, I think Michael Caney was on my podcast who talked about this. I believe he said a lot of small carriers are one load away, bad load, stolen load, one load away from going out of business. But he said just as important, if you're a big company, that losing one load's not going to hurt you. You're not going to financially, it's not a problem. But it's the reputation. And you could lose your biggest account because they said, hey, we're dealing with one of the leaders in this industry, and we didn't expect this.
Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot of times when companies aren't expecting. We tend to see a lot of the fraud come in waves, right? So, things are going well, and once something slips through the cracks, right, that's when the exposes happen.
With freight fraud or cybersecurity, it's not if, it's when. And I think just as important when we work with companies like Highway, not only hopefully preparing not to get hacked, but also in the event that somebody gets in. And I heard somebody use this example for my house. And they said, "Did someone break into your house?" I said,
"Oh,
yes." He said, "If you got alarms, can they break into your house?" Yes. You got a security guard, can they break into your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they want in badly enough, they bring a SWAT team. Yeah, they're going to break into my house. So he says, just trying to make it a little harder. Don't be the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a lot of times what I tell brokers as well is like, listen, we only sell Highway to brokers, but sit down with your shippers, tell them what you're doing with Highway, and that way they can kind of understand, okay, great.
Dude, I would want to know, if I'm a shipper,
let them know, tell them.
Luke, if you and I were responsible for finding a 3PL or a broker, we would be talking about cybersecurity within 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
It's that important right now.
Absolutely it is.
Anyway, what does Highway do, and who are their customers? So what problem are you solving for them?
We eliminate fraud for them and automate their compliance process and help them work with the same carriers more often. And our customers are brokers, but we're used quite heavily by carriers as well.
Yep. What blows you away about Manifest?
The size. It keeps growing. Every single time I'm here, it gets bigger, and it's such a diverse group of folks in the supply chain industry. You've got shippers, you have brokers, you have freight forwarders, you have carriers, NVOs, investors. They're all here.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a big reunion.
Yes.
I call it the Super Bowl of supply chain.
And it happens right around the Super Bowl, too.
Exactly. Luke, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Joe.